Welcome back to Marketing Champions here in Daily Ad Brief. I'm Howard Walpuff, your host. Again, we're talking about marketing with marketing experts around the country. Today we have two experts. We have Jeanine Moss from Outfront Solutions and John Barnes from The John Barnes. And both of you, welcome to our conversation today.
Thank you. So
Thanks for
great to
having me.
be here.
Well, excited to have you both. And I want to jump right in talking about branding. And now it's 2023. How is branding different than it was maybe even 5 years ago? Jeanine, why don't we start with you?
Okay. Well, I think that what people expect and what they're afraid of has changed considerably in this era of no trust. And so I think what the key factor for brands going forward is how do you establish trust in a time when people have none and be consistent and get your message out there and create relationships, because that's where we're in an era of relationship marketing.
I think it's a valid point about the trust and really makes it a little bit more challenging on your ends to help with your clients. John, how does that affect some of the work that you've been doing?
Yeah, great point. To piggyback off that, I mean, the thing that I've gone all in on in the last year and a half is personal brand in triangulation to the corporate brand, right? So people are desiring more transparency. They're seeing through a lot of the corporate, formal entities, and they're really looking to people, the leaders, the ambassadors, the doers of the workforce. And I've really promoted personal brand as sort of that tip of the spear as a lot of trusty roads in corporate. Man, it's people that have to be out there and leveraging and being strategic about your personal brand as a leader, as an influencer internally, or as a representative for your organization. That's where I'm focused. That's where I'm doubled down on in the last year or so.
You bring up ambassadors, and we see a lot about and we see a lot of brand ambassadors out there. How far is too far? How far is it that you're relying on some individuals who just happen to have a following for your message as opposed to really the messages coming out from the company? John, what are your thoughts on that?
Sure. I mean, it goes back to really, man, if you talk the talk, you got to walk the walk when it comes to that thing that all brands say, right? Which is what makes us different is our people, right? Everyone says it, but the real challenge, the litmus test to whether or not that's really something that you've ingrained in your organization is, do you trust your people to be out there? Are they true spokespeople for your brand? Is their authenticity as a person something that you would trust for them as carriers and representatives of your brand? So great people is the solution, not marketing strategy. The strategy is the doing, but man, you can't train people that don't have that authenticity. You can't make them be authentic. You can't make them care. You can't make them be a character first kind of person for your organization. But if you get the right people, you can train them in what to do and how to play some of that brand game out on social.
Jeanine, how are you seeing the difference between the brand ambassador and the ambassadorship that the company has for themselves?
Well, they are one and the same. We're in a time of, tremendous transparency. People can find out almost anything about you. So it's really important that you be aligned, right? And that your brand ambassador is an authentic person, as John said, right? So because relationships are how we're going to move forward, and what is a relationship based on? It's based on trusting that you know what that person or that brand is going to do, what they're going to say, what they're going to think, so that you can align with them. And so demonstrating your values is critical at this time, and your authenticity.
I think being your authentic self is really a key component to all of this. And I appreciate the thoughts that both of you have. This is the kind of panel that I'd love to ask tons of questions, but unfortunately we're out of time. But I thank you both for joining us and for really sharing your insight today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks,
So
thanks for
fun.
having us.
And thank you all for joining us as well. It's really great to get these types of minds together to talk about branding and any offshoot pieces that go along with that. You really have to be authentic. You really have to make the right decisions for your company and really find the right way to get that message out, to get the response you're looking for. These are two really good people to use as resources, so please check out information we have here about them at Daily Ad Brief. But go out and have a great rest of today, and we'll see you next time on Marketing Champions.